Mayor George Hartwell made a point of giving a shout out to the Spanish language in a State of the City address this weekend.
He said it's the second most spoken language here in Grand Rapids, and the City Commission should translate all of its meetings. 24 Hour News 8's Danny Carlson got the specifics on that today about what it actually means. Danny?
Brian and Marley, this idea came about after the mayor said he saw a lot of people at a December City Commission meeting who had a hard time understanding what was happening. Talking to city officials today, we learned that the price tag for real-time translation of those commission meetings is between $25,000, possibly even $30,000 to start. But we were promised none of that will be taxpayer dollars.
Completed that work.
I think it's just the next step in where we want to go.
The next step in a process that began with things like translated signs. Tom Almonte, assistant to the city manager, says since about 17% of the Grand Rapids community is of Hispanic descent and many speak Spanish as a first language, this move just makes sense.
For any community, there's always a transition. So we know that there are people that don't want to stay at the same place all the time. So they will transition into obviously the logical places so they can speak English, you know. But in the meantime, we want that community to be engaged and knowledgeable.
The city would need to buy some equipment and hire someone to translate the meetings live. That means people could watch the translation on the television as it's happening. Exactly how people at that meeting would hear the translation is still in the works. Now, we are told the plan would cost between $25,000 and $30,000 to start up, and then about $10 grand per year after that, something officials tell us will be paid for by a grant funded from money collected from cable providers.
No taxpayer dollars will be used in not only initiating this, but maintaining.
I would say it's long overdue and would be well received.
Martha Gonzalez-Cortez, the CEO of the Hispanic Center of Western Michigan, says she knows that there are people in the community who will object to the translation services, but she says it's important for people who live here to be able to be informed about their community.
We think we contribute to the vitality of cities, and we think we contribute to the vitality and the reinvention of the state of Michigan.
The city's sustainability plan does call for a 25% increase in additional language programming by 2015. We are told that everything should be in place to begin translating these city commission meetings by the end of June. Brian?